Welcome to the Ashish Pasi show. And okay guys, so बहुत देर पहले I read a LinkedIn post from Shantanu Deshpande of Bombay Shipping Company. And during that same time, I saw a TED talk by Cathy of Arc Fund.
Okay, US.
I hope you know Cathy.
Yeah.
Cathy Wood, right?
Yeah.
So वो दोनों बहुत contrasting बात कर रहे थे या उल्टी बात कर रहे थे. And I think we're going to talk about that. This is a long time coming. हमने record नहीं कर पाए. This was in winter last year. So anyway, let's get on to it. And
Thank you, Ashish, for having us on your show.
you're most welcome. You're most welcome. I think
Sorry for being so formal.
So, Cathy Wood, in her TED Talks, and that was on AI. That there's a whole series on YouTube about TED on AI. And she speaks that with AI coming, the size of the whole economy of the world is gonna double or quadruple, which is, I don't know, from $20 trillion to $80 trillion or $60 trillion. I'm not sure about the numbers, that can change, whatever. But that's what she's talking about, that the economy on the whole is going to grow. And I think initially the fears were with AI, AI आएगा, job चली जाएगी, designers के पास काम नहीं रहेगा, people will be thrown out, क्या करेंगे, companies not gonna need software people. But I think what we are seeing that AI is more like an assistant. It is improving the productivity of a person. अगर एक आदमी, what I personally feel, if somebody was doing 10x the work with AI, that guy is doing 100x the work or 50x the work, or even if not that much, at least 20x in terms of creativity at least. And you know, recently there was a tweet by Sam Altman. He's saying the video games are going to be the next movies, and the next movies are going to be something different altogether.
Yeah.
So, जैसे आज मैं ही हूँ, if I want to create some new content, पहले I had to hire a person and then he or she would create it for me. Or if somebody wanted to create a video game, there were whole studios, right? Coders upon that, and then somebody was recording music and somebody was creating animation for that. Now I'll have some 2 or 3 AIs working for me, and I'll probably crank out a video game in a week or month's time.
That's true.
So, but at the same time, Shantanu is saying that I don't know if you guys read it or not.
Yeah, we read it. Yeah. You told us.
So, Shantanu says there is only a certain about 25 million, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure about the number, right? A very small percentage of people in India are actually productive. Who've got the spending power, who've got the money. जैसे किशोर बियानी कहता है कि India 1, India 2 and India 3. So India 1 is like a very small percentage of the whole economy, and that drives the economy. So I'm just thinking, should we Shantanu आप पकड़े Cathy को?
Actually, you see, in my opinion, this AI thing is sort of, overhyped also.
Yeah.
The change is going to be incremental. If not incremental, you can compare it to, the change that happened in early 90s when, computers came to homes.
Yeah.
So people got the power, people got more productive.
Right.
The things which you used to get it done earlier professionally, you were able to do it at home and manage without any professional help. So I think the similar thing, as you said, with AI also, it's going to take time, and the changes are going to be incremental. It's not going to be a step like, today is that and next day it's like 4 times or something. I doubt that.
No, but
What do you say?
I presume that AI के साथ the cost of, for example, doing the creative work is going to come down
That's a
drastically.
very small application of AI.
And plus it is going to give a lot of exposure and power to people who have limited resources in terms, for example, a basic office worker, right? Earlier if you ask him to write an email, it is a bit difficult for him, maybe usko English nahi aati hai ya koi aisi problem hai. Now with AI, with few prompts or maybe with even an audio input, you can create beautiful mail out of it.
Decent output.
Yes. So their skill set is gonna increase for sure, and that's gonna increase their value.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's all going to be incremental. Like it's like a tool which will add to your productivity, which will help you to
I think it is already doing that. It is already adding to it without even our realization. Copilot is there. It's so accessible. It's
Generative
sitting in your browser.
AI, you are able to do things which were not possible earlier.
And you know what? We're just scratching the surface here with,
That's what
with
I'm
content
saying.
generation, right? With writing emails and creating pictures randomly. So you guys must have read about Figure.ai in my newsletter, right? So I read more, tried and find out more about the company. So what their premise of founding this whole company is to create humanoid robots, because they are forecasting that in the near future population is on the decline.
Yeah, true.
Elon Musk has been making
Most of the countries, yes.
Yes, even in India. I mean, Sanjeev Sanyal on a recent podcast in the Neon Show, he says there that certain areas of India, उनको school बंद करने पड़ रहे, public schools.
Oh.
Right? Government schools are closing down because there are not enough students there. बच्चे ही नहीं है वहाँ पढ़ाने के लिए. And he says अभी अमृत काल चल रहा है because another 10 years or so, India's population is going to decline as well. And with that, so I'm coming to the point that with that, we're going to see a huge shortage of labor. And they're going to address that with humanoid robots. So, and effectively, that guy, the founder of Figure.ai, is going against Elon Musk with his humanoid robots, whatever they are called. I don't remember the name. But he's going against him. Ki mere company khadi kar di. And you know what? I was listening to somebody else, Pompolino, I don't know. So he was saying that in the near future, when humanoid robots are going to be commonplace, so wahan pe we're going to see the valuation of the company will be like how many robots can they throw out from the assembly line.
Okay.
In a day or in a year or in a month. And the way I think it's going to work, if you have robot ko hire karoge, you're going to pay monthly fees of the way we keep cars. And they're going to work in your factories on subscription basis or something like that. Maybe you can buy them, but a regular updates and regular upkeep. So you know what? Even with the robots, I think there's going to be more labor needed to keep them working.
I would like to differ from you on this point. You see that lack of workforce in India is still 50 years away.
Yeah.
With so many people.
Okay.
What is lacking is the employable and
the proper skill set.
That is proper
skill set is not developed. You know, someone coming from a small village, that guy has seen, worked in agriculture fields all his life. The education is not there to integrate them with the modern economy. Yeah. So that is the key challenge, I feel.
That's so true.
That is so true. For the country.
I think हम same चीज देख रहे हैं with engineering colleges.
Yeah, true.
बच्चे बाहर आ रहे हैं.
And then the quality of engineering, the output that those colleges are making, it's like ridiculous. People are,
it is laughable. I know. They are retrained again. It is pathetic. I mean, they should be ready to join the industry, but they're not.
You know, the big companies like the organized sector, they have their own training schedules. They hire them and they train them for 6 months or 1 year.
They retrain them.
But what about the small scale industries like ours, which don't have that capacity to train them? They need people who are trained.
I think that's
the challenge.
The government initiative, it's called Skill India, where they are asking the industry to start hiring people on training.
And they pay for that.
And they pay for it. And that's a good initiative, at least at the end of the day, before they come out of the college, they would have gone to the industry for a few months, would have known basic skill set, and that is where at least after the college, they can be employed. And that's, but it's going to take time.
Well, I agree with whatever you said, Skill India and all that, but I think problem needs to be addressed from the root. The schooling system needs an overhaul, first of all. We can create as many programs as we want, but I think...
But being such a big country, the inertia is so big that it's not going to happen overnight.
It cannot be an excuse for that.
It is.
I know it's tough, but that cannot be an excuse.
I think it has to start from the schools, and the society mindset has to change. We don't need more people work, but we need people who create work.
Right.
If we create more entrepreneurs, so they can have a small factory in every village, producing something, local things, or maybe collaborate with some big companies and do the local stuff.
I think
that's the need of the hour.
With AI coming in, e-commerce coming in, and a lot of digital things coming in, anybody to start a new project or a new business is becoming much more easier. You have so much information readily available free of cost. It just requires an effort from someone to really get started. And if somebody really has that just to start, he can make a difference for sure. It's not that he has to go to a good school or something. That there's so many good free online courses as well.
No, for that you need to have certain basic skill set first to get benefit out of those courses.
I agree.
It's not for the starters.
For the uninitiated. I think that is the key here, the initiative. A lot of people just don't have the initiative here. And that is where the school got to change, right? The schools need to come up with a new type of curriculum or new kind of teaching.
The young generation, they need to be encouraged to think big.
Yes. Right.
What happens is they get out of college, they
you know what?
for
I
a
think
job.
even when we say think big, that is taken so much out of context.
Yeah.
Because thinking big is like, मैं Elon Musk बनूंगा. That is ridiculous. I think
thinking too big.
I mean, people are comparing themselves left and center to the best in the industry. And you know what? Elon Musk is a freak, I think. Practically, इतनी companies कोई आदमी नहीं चला सकता. He is one of a kind who has sacrificed his personal life to chase his dreams or whatever, right or wrong separately. But not everyone can be like him. He is a wrong example. I mean, if you उसको copy करोगे तो मर जाओगे very soon. I mean, and that's true for so many the best out there. So I think I think what आपको जो greatness वाला part है, that is leaving out the shame of doing your work yourself, and no work is too small.
But I meant by thinking big is thinking out of box. Like, after doing your graduation, look for a cushy job. Okay, मैं set हो गया. You have to think, ways to become entrepreneurs, find additional ways of revenues and to generate more employment.
I think वो चीज़ अभी क्यों है? Because the target is कि यार सरकारी नौकरी लग जाए.
बस.
And मैं हो गया life of
I think already past now.
हाँ, अभी that is changing now.
But somehow, sir, अभी grassroots level पे I think that still needs a lot of work, because people who are not exposed to this kind of thing, उनको लगता है कि हाँ सरकारी नौकरी लग गई, I've got the pension thing, I'm set for life, अब कुछ नहीं करना मैंने. And so until that change comes at the grassroots level, I don't think anything is going to change. Not much is going to change. The rich are going to keep getting richer, because they will be getting the opportunities, they will be seeing the opportunities.
That parity is going to grow.
Yeah.
True.
And like the opportunity, like as we always talk के लोगों को पहले तो लोग ये बोलते हैं यार what मुझे करना क्या है, मुझे तो यही नहीं पता. And I think to answer that basic question, you just have to look around the problems you see in everyday life. Just pick up a problem which you can solve, and with that the out of box thinking can come into place, and the other things can fall.
Coming to your point, picking up a problem. So recently हम नेपाल में थे, and you know what I noticed? I went to the couple of chemist shops to look at what brands they're carrying, and the best brands I could see there were Joy Cosmetic, Himalaya, Cetaphil was there in a big way, and I couldn't see any local brands. जैसे इंडिया में आप किसी शॉप पे जाओ and you see Sugar Cosmetics, you see Mama Earth, you see Patanjali, the homegrown brands, and every day there's a new brand coming out with a new perspective, and I think there's still room for more. चाहे वो टी-शर्ट्स में है, चाहे वो कॉस्मेटिक्स में है.
Specialization आती जा रही है.
India is a big market. Like Nepal is too small.
No, I agree on that front. What I'm trying to say is that there is so much scope for problem solving and new brand creation in India that it is untapped. It is still untapped. हमको लगता है यार एक बोट बन गया अब तो बस इसके बाद कोई नया इलेक्ट्रॉनिक की जरूरत नहीं है. But then you look around, you see Noise. There's another brand called Noise there, which was selling वही earphones and charging cables and that. No, that's a big brand as well, and they're selling watches and whatnot.
That the real story there also is not all these brands. They're just screw tightening companies. Everything it comes from Taiwan or China.
But at least they are curating them for general population.
For selling,
So what they've done is created a brand and they've curated good items coming from China and Taiwan. और यहाँ पे आपको एक अच्छे पैकेज में with a reliable guarantee, with a reliability मिल रही है, rather than your local shopkeeper selling you दिल्ली से import किया हुआ माल जिसकी कोई guarantee नहीं.
बिल्कुल.
So there's somebody telling you कि
brand that comes in.
Yeah, that there's some warranty comes out कि अगर आपको कुछ हो रहा है तो we'll take care of it. True. So at least this is an opportunity. I know it's not something groundbreaking, but there is an opportunity. True. And similar with cosmetics and similar in clothing lines.
Look at Ayurveda.
See, last year there was a huge, whenever I used to browse Instagram for t-shirts, oversized t-shirts was the thing.
Right.
And this season, in H&M, Red Tape and all that, I'm seeing oversized t-shirts now. So bigger companies are following the trends coming from the online community. So this year I'm expecting that online community is going to find a new streetwear trend, and by the time these companies are going to sell their stuff, they're going to realize कि भैया ये तो खत्म हो गया और अगले साल हम वो पकड़ेंगे.
बिल्कुल.
So they are defining the trends. And you know what? There are sneaker companies. There are tons of sneaker companies who are selling their own brands. There's one company called Lifafa. Lifafa. So वो लिफाफे इकट्ठे करते हैं, then they make sneakers out of them. Literally, they have this whole video जहाँ पे वो कूड़े वालों से लिफाफा खरीद रहे हैं. They process them and then they convert them into plastic shoes.
And that's good.
And they're selling them. And yes, there's market for them.
Yeah,
they're plain white sneakers, which everyone wears.
That's like,
So I think that is
plastic
true.
recycling.
Yeah. But that's the USP and that's the selling point. Another day, you know what, on Instagram feed, एक चाय वाला है, you know what his USP is in Amritsar? He's selling chai in edible cups. So he's buying them from Bangalore startup, something like that, and he's selling them. It's a 20 rupee cup, so it's a normal pricing cup, right? एक चाय का cup. But it somehow makes it unique.
Now look at the packaging, most of the online sellers, they were using plastic packaging. Now that was one problem which came in. Many startups have come in where they are making out, say, paper bags or other sort of decomposable bags which can be used out. So that was also an opportunity. Else people would have said, "Arey plastic hi to hai," or maybe plastic chapne lag jata. They were trying to solve a problem there.
So there's a company called Bamboo.
Yes, I've heard of that.
No, Bamboo.
Okay.
Sorry, bamboo packaging.
Yeah, bamboo packaging.
So they make you paper bag envelopes for parceling, for your shipping and stuff like that. So made from bamboo fiber.
So the thing
that's
is,
a new industry.
Yeah, anybody can come up with any project, but you just have to open your eyes and observe what is the problem around.
And I think the biggest factor, what he said, the greatness देखो, but greatness don't make think कि भाई वो करोड़ों रुपए कमा लेगा, but I think लाखों रुपए कमाया जा सकते हैं.
Just look at the next step.
I think लाखों रुपए कमाए जा सकते हैं practically. Don't think कि मैं कोई पता नहीं खरबपति बन जाऊंगा and I don't know some next Elon Musk or whatever. But I think a small project, if it's profitable, it's viable, that is more important. Because वो बहुत सारी ये valuations and that.
I was about to come that because ये इतना बड़ा buzz point बन गया, हर बंदा कहता है यार funding चाहिए मेरी company को खरीदेगा कोई.
I think this thing has changed in the last couple of years. It was there. Now even the big funds also have become cautious, and with the very popular failures also, which have taken the limelight, they also now know that funding is not the solution, or only the valuation is not the key.
I think the biggest example is Byju's.
Yeah, it's such a colossal fall.
Last week this Forbes has put his value at 0.
I know, it's not funny, it's sad actually. It's actually very sad. It was like the crown jewel of India, of India startup story, especially in EdTech. And now it's just raised to the ground, which is really sad, but it's funny at the same time. I think there's a big lesson out there. Don't
look at the basics.
If your company is turning a decent profit, I think that's more than enough.
That's what the traditional wisdom is.
Yeah.
Which पैसे कमाओगे तो business चलेगा.
Look at that term, pre-revenue stage. What is a pre-revenue stage? If you're running a business, you want to sustain a business without earning anything, or you want to evaluate a business without making it work. हाँ, अभी revenue बिका नहीं कुछ, पर फिर भी मेरी valuation करें.
मैंने घर में बैठ के बजिए तल लिए और मैं बेच दिया, बेचूंगा इनको. It's funny.
I think that's where a lot of money is coming into the market, and there is ample lot of funding.
Is there any
available.
new startup you came? Sorry.
Well, they're also right, these funds, you have to catch a startup early to, make it like 1,000-fold, like a next YouTube or thing like that. So they will come like this, but I agree in that process, they've forgotten the basics of the business.
Yeah.
Like in this example, I can give you an example of Lee Guerin in basketball. Before he played his first nationals, he was offered a deal of 100 million by Nike.
Okay.
Again, pre-revenue stage. ये अभी पता भी नहीं वो कैसा खेलेगा कि कैसा नहीं, but उन लोगों ने उसको खेलने से पहले ही spot कर दिया. Let's give him 100 million. For 10 years, that is 10 million.
That's another very opportunity in India, big opportunity. Sports,
yeah.
With all the private leagues coming in kabaddi, in badminton, cricket, so hey, definitely. That's the sport of India. But with hockey league, earlier, लोगों को ये सब platform नहीं
पता था.
And I think that has given such a big platform to all the people who wants to play. I think that has a big future out there. I don't know, somehow it is being convoluted with betting, but वो हो रहा है. That is there.
जैसे this we can relate it to the clothing जिसमें हम कहते हैं athleisure, athletic leisure wear. If that is growing up, that means lot of people are getting interested in sports. And with that, a big opportunity is available. वो बैडमिंटन ले लो, कबड्डी ले लो, क्रिकेट ले लो, स्विमिंग ले लो, whatever.
वो सब है, but what I'm really curious about is the betting business. You know how big that is in India?
It's really big.
It is crazy big. थोड़े दिन पहले I read a news जहाँ पे BSF or I don't know army guys, they have set up a separate department to counsel the soldiers कि you do not indulge in betting, online betting. Wow, such a serious problem. They're losing all the money. So this is a big opportunity in India. It is, I don't know how it is regulated or how is it being done, but this is something to look out for. Gambling.
Not to look out for.
नहीं but अगर पैसे बनाने हैं, why not? I don't know. मतलब क्यों नहीं?
But sustainability will be an aspect for that.
क्यों नहीं है?
If a government regulation comes in and just stops it.
Create such company or to play these drinks?
नहीं देखो जब तक gambling has been part of any community there. Yeah. But जो जिस तरह से दिख रहा है कि people are getting so addicted, I know it's a social evil and all that, but it is there.
No, but for a user, it's I think always a losing game.
Casino always wins. The house always wins.
That's right. But those companies are making money.
Oh, tons.
I think basic lottery wala bhi to yahi system tha. They have been making money for so long now.
I think now if there is some data available, probably they are the biggest spender on all the models.
IPL, right? Yeah. I'm not really
sure.
And all these gaming companies, all these betting companies, how are they performing? What are the profits? That is something to look out for.
That should be in public domain, I guess.
I think electoral bonds के अंदर हमें पता चलता है.
But I think this is big business. I don't know with very little to show for. I don't know how it works, but it's something I'm curious about.
Yeah, I'm also getting curious by recording on key.
I don't know. I hope it is on.
But still we are enjoying this.
और कोई business ने देखा है इस हफ्ते? Anything interesting other than your जो CA को तो देखता है?
Interesting business नहीं मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि there is so much opportunity in the market that.
Any interesting thing you came across on Instagram?
I've stopped looking at Instagram now. It's a waste of time. Better to look at yours.
Check your feed and see how
stop looking at Instagram, stop looking at online shopping. He is against these things.
No, I'm not against it, but I feel it's a waste of time. It's so addictive that you start browsing for 5 minutes and when it turns out to be 1 hour.
That can be an interesting opportunity, creating rehabs for digital addiction.
I think that will be coming soon.
There are so many resorts already offering, restricting your screen time.
Wellness
sort of thing. You come in here for 7 days, you are not allowed to have mobile, TV or anything.
I think if somebody wants, they can do it at home even.
Exactly.
Why do you go to
I
another
know
place?
a friend, he has kept a very old phone,
Mm-hmm.
which is, I think 6 years old, 7 years old phone.
Okay.
Limited features.
Okay.
It turns off the data very frequently, turns it on whenever it needs it.
Okay.
And that's how.
That's discipline.
The discipline, yeah.
That's called discipline.
Digital discipline.
So anything interesting? Anyway, so anything interesting you saw this week?
Anything? We were in Nepal, so I think the interesting thing was.
Anything, yes, anything. Well, any interesting business opportunity came across this week?
No, not yet. We're still looking for them.
How about you?
If I come across, I'll let you know.
Perfect.
Can't say. Have you seen it?
I think I've talked about Figure AI. I talked about Dream 11. I think more interesting. And what else? I think creating a new brand with any USP.
That's the basic.
That is
Creating a
very
brand is the basic.
I think because Nepal जाके ऐसे लगा कि there's a dearth of brands. I can only buy these many things, but with new brands and new things coming in, there's so much options to choose from, and I think
It's confusing,
Maybe, but I think it is suited. I like that ability जहाँ पे I can choose whatever I want.
Obviously, more choice is always better.
I think that is more interesting. पहले एक ही तरह का फेस वॉश होता था.
अब कितनी तरह
का you get a new flavor every season and
for dry skin, for oily skin.
नहीं वो तो पुराना हो गया. So with all the skin types we have different face washes. Now we get flavors of the season, right? Like white rice face wash, beetroot face wash.
I saw some
Charcoal.
paper
Yeah.
which can be used as a
face mask.
face mask from Korea.
Yeah.
But face mask is a very old concept.
नहीं
I saw
they're ready to
I saw it
apply.
now.
And they comes in tons of flavors. और अलग-अलग उसका benefits है and all that.
Okay, another opportunity here. Like looking at that, the face masks coming in and things like that. So I saw a lot of Indian importers based out of big cities like Bombay, Delhi. They are going out to big trade fairs, looking at some unique products which can cater to a specific audience or a community or a niche segment, import them and do it. And by the time everybody tries to catch up,
They on to the new.
they have already, they now own the market. They again come up with a new product. So that is also one thing good. Going out to a trade fair, looking for new products. In that way, that also increases your awareness.
Yeah, I know. With India budding, with new awareness coming in.
And the economy growing and lot of disposable income in hand.
यही एक बड़ी opportunity है to who can bring the new product or unique product to the market first. I think even that is an opportunity.
Now, see, if we are in an online business, it would only work if you start launching new products and getting new products or developing or R&D and everything. That might be a challenge for small companies. They can always go in to a trade fair, look for some new products and see if they can import it and just sell it, because there is no competition again. And by the time the competition catches up, you can always go in for the next trade fair and get something new.
Because this is, I think, I think this is the benefit of being in India right now.
This is how Flipkart or this Amazon, Walmart and everybody is doing. They have big teams going out to big trade fairs like Canton.
I think Canton से भी ज़्यादा specific niche markets, जैसे makeup के लिए Korea है. Right, Korea is like so big for makeup, so popular. Everyone knows, almost everyone knows. Like Korean cosmetics are the best, or they are something very different. Right, with their glass skin treatments and all that. It's very interesting. So rather than going to general trade fairs, I think something very specific that can even make more sense.
It all depends, what sort of marketing channel you have.
Right.
What you can sell.
Well, yeah. So this brings us to distribution. As you said, marketing challenge. So that's interesting.
And then there is, as Vimal said, earlier it used